Well, blow me down, I was not anticipating such an incredible response from my last video where I shared the tummy-friendly sewing patterns that I am loving wearing right now. It seems it really resonated with a lot of you, so thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everyone who left me such a lovely comment as well. A lot of you asked for a part 2 where I share trousers and skirts that I wear, so here it is. So to recap, I shared that the thing I love most about sewing is being able to choose patterns and adapt them to fit my body and make me feel as confident as I possibly can. We're all human and our bodies change over time, whether down to getting older, weight fluctuations, having children, going through the menopause, even health conditions like needing a stoma. And these changes over time can leave us feeling a little less than confident, but the right fabric in the right pattern can change everything. So in my last video, I shared the tops and dresses that I love wearing, so make sure to go and check that out if you haven't already. And here is part 2, trousers, skirts, and jumpsuits as well. So first up is the So Liberated Chanterelle Pants. I absolutely love these. I made 2 pairs last summer. They come in 3 different styles. You have a wide leg, a slight barrel leg, and a pair of shorts. I've made the wide leg and the barrel leg, and I feel very differently about both of them. The wide leg are my absolute favorites. I will be wearing these all summer long, and I need to make at least 3 more pairs in solid colours to wear with everything. So whilst I don't tend to tuck my tops into jeans or other types of trousers, these wide leg trousers, I do feel a little bit more confident tucking a top into them, but I quite like wearing it with a shirt over the top or something kind of floaty over the top as well, just for that little extra confidence boost that I'm always looking for. The wide leg chanterelles are honestly the most comfortable trousers I have ever worn. The fit is almost spot on. I would say next time I might just need to lengthen the rise by a tiny bit. A centimetre might make all the difference. But I love the super wide waistband. I love that it has pockets as well. It's super swishy, super floaty, so I feel fantastic in these. It goes up to a 61-inch hip and it works perfectly in floaty fabrics like viscose and linen for the summer. The other thing I really love about how these fit, which is something that I've struggled with other wide leg trousers, is that they sit just right for me in between my legs. My thighs love each other, they can't get enough of each other, but that does mean that if there's no fabric in between them, the old chafing issue happens, and I don't get that with the chanterelles. They fit me so nicely and they are comfortable all day long. No chafing at all. I'm still figuring out how I feel about the barrel leg style. This is a style, obviously it's been super popular over the last year or 2, and I wanted to give them a go, and I like that the chanterelles is very subtle. The barrel leg style is created by a little pleat and a cuff at the hem of the trousers. And I do like them. Maybe I chose the wrong colour fabric. Perhaps these would have been better in a denim blue or something like that. I think I'm not sure how to style them. I'm not sure what kind of shoes to wear. I'm not sure what kind of top to wear. I kind of feel like the top should be fitted in order to balance it out, but then that makes me feel a little bit less confident. So let me know what you think. If you guys have any tips at all, I am all ears. I'd love to know. The fabric that I used for the barrel leg chanterelles is called a vintage cotton, which is a fabric I've used before in a few different colours, and I really love working with it. This one I purchased from Guthrie & Ghani. It's so lovely to work with. It looks a little bit like linen, but behaves slightly differently. It doesn't wrinkle as much as a linen does. It's really comfortable to wear as well. Washes beautifully. Mwah, it's a fantastic fabric. Maybe the wrong colour for me. Okay, the next pattern that I have made is the Closet Core Pietra Pants. Again, these come as shorts and trousers in I think 2 different lengths. And again, this pair I made in a vintage cotton, which I think this one was purchased from Fabrics Galore. I'm not 100% certain, but I think that's where I got it from. I love that this is a flat fronted pair of trousers with elastic in the waistband. That elastic in the waistband means that they are going to fit nice and snugly. The issue, of course, with jeans or any trousers that don't have elastic, if you are particularly curvy, most women have this issue where they get the sway back problem and the trousers gape at the back of the waistband. If you've got elastic in the back particularly, that's not going to happen. So you get the best of both worlds with the Pietras, a nice flat front. The pockets are all created as part of the construction of the trousers, and then you've got elastic in the back. My only slight niggle with this pattern is that it is very high waisted. I could probably reduce the height of the waist just a little bit, and I know that this is a problem some of the members of ThreadySetGo have spoken about before, particularly anyone who is slightly shorter. I'm 5'7", so it kind of works okay. But anyone who's a bit shorter has struggled, and the Pietras kind of are coming right up underneath their bust. So that is something to look out for, but I do love that it is flat fronted. It feels very secure as well. And the width of the trousers are really nice. Quite often I find when I make trousers that are wider in the leg, because they float down from my hips and my hips are really wide, that I end up with a hem that's about this wide as well. So I like that the Pietras are a little bit more narrow, but still super comfortable. Closet core PDF patterns go up to a 63-inch hip. Somebody did comment on my previous video that it is a real shame that Closet Core only do paper patterns for the smaller size range, and then the larger size range is PDFs. A couple of their patterns do encompass the full size range in their paper patterns, but majority of the larger size range is PDF. I can only assume that this is probably to do with the cost of paper. I'm not sure, but this is definitely something that is worth thinking about and something that somebody has brought up with me before. The pattern that I'm wearing today is kind of a wild card in terms of the topic of this video. These are the Helen's Closet Falconer Pants, which I made last year. I did make a video about it, so you can go and check that out. They are really great. They were really fun to sew. You can sew them in all kinds of different fabrics. I did them in a viscose linen, which I do wear all the time in the summer. These ones I made in denim. Now, they do feel very fitted around my tummy, but because I don't tend to wear tops tucked in, this is the Sew Dressmaking Emily top, which flows very beautifully over the top of the jeans. So I still wear it, just in a different way. It just kind of depends on how I style it as to whether or not it gives me that confidence. Now, I love that they are wide leg. They're maybe a little bit more wide leg than I was anticipating, but they are definitely still worth checking out, I think, because they are very easy to fit to your body, because it has a side panel, so you have a few different seam lines where you can grade in a little bit more. So I definitely recommend base fitting the Falconer pants, and then you can just tweak them, let them in or let them out wherever you need to, and then alter the waistband to fit. Jumpsuits, I think, can be a real tricky one, and a lot of people, especially if you are curvier or have weight fluctuations around your tummy, a lot of people feel like they need to stay clear of jumpsuits and dungarees. But one pattern that I really love, I've actually made this I think 3 or 4 times, is the Pattern Emporium SeaChange Jumpsuit. The first one I made in the most beautiful Lisa Taylor viscose, and I'm so gutted it got damaged and it is no more. But this one that I'm showing you I made in a cotton linen, which I wear all the time as soon as it warms up enough. The legs are very wide, very breezy, so it's definitely not one that I can wear in the winter, but I would absolutely wear a shorter version in a lighter weight fabric with tights or boots or something like that underneath. What I really love about it is that it flows out really beautifully across your proportions, and you have the option of adding some side tights, which you can wrap all the way around and tie at the back. You can tie it at the front if you feel like a bit of a bow detail would make you feel a bit more comfortable as well. So it cinches in exactly where you want it to. Again, the legs hit in just the right place for me for anti-chafing, so I don't need to wear shorts underneath, so that is definitely a winner. There are also loads of different options for straps, and if you're someone like me with bigger hips, there is the suggestion to have a back opening with a hook and eye so that you can get it on and off over your hips easier. But I actually altered this one to have straps. Instead of fixed straps, I have buttons at the front so that I can undo those like you would dungarees and take the jumpsuit on and off. You can absolutely wear this as it is without anything underneath. That's how it has been designed, but I really like to layer it up a little bit with a little t-shirt underneath. What I'm wearing here is actually, believe it or not, an Anna Allen Anthea blouse. Now, this one, I followed a hack on the Anna Allen blog to open up the neckline, scoop the neckline out a little bit. I'm not sure what went wrong with it, but it ended up scooping far too much and was really loose. It looked horrendous, but I absolutely loved everything else about it. The fabric is beautiful to wear in the heat of the summer. It's a really, really lightweight cotton. So all I did was take a piece of shearing elastic and threaded it through the inside of the bias binding. It's not elegant, it's not pretty, it's definitely not the best way to do it, but it has turned an unwearable garment into a wearable garment, and I actually quite like that sort of subtle gathering going on at the neckline there. But that's off on a little bit of a tangent. On to a couple of different skirt patterns now. I really love, when it comes to skirt, a higher waisted skirt, and this is something that I will wear with a top tucked in. I really like that sort of 50s silhouette cinched in at the waist and then floating over the hips. So the first one I'm going to show you is the Cinnamon Daisy Sylvie Skirt, which I made last year, and it is created with, I think, 11 or 13 panels to create a circle skirt style. It has pockets, it has a zip at the side, it has elastic at the back of the waistband, and then it has some really lovely ties as well. Now, all of those things together, I feel does create a little bit more bulk than I would like. So I think next time I make this, I will probably omit the zip because I can get the skirt over my hips or over my head even. Probably take the pockets out as well. I'm not somebody who has to have pockets and everything, especially skirts where if you put anything in the pockets, it's going to distort. But I do really love that beautiful tie to tie up either at the back or at the front. I prefer to tie it up at the back. I think that is really pretty. This particular length skirt I love wearing in the autumn with long sleeved jersey, tights or leggings and boots. It is the perfect skirt for those autumn vibes. I have also made a longer version which I wear in the summer. Again, that is really beautiful. And I made these two skirts as part of a video tutorial series on ThreadySetGo. So if you want to find out how to make the Cinnamon Daisy Sylvie skirt, in particular I cover constructing the zip and the ties and the pockets, make sure to go and check out ThreadySetGo to have a look at the video tutorials there. The second skirt that I want to share with you is the True Bias Mave Skirt. Now this is, for me, the ultimate summer skirt. I have made 3 of them, but this one is the one that I wear more than any. I just love the fabric. I pair it with a little t-shirt and a denim jacket and I am good to go for the entire day. It's got a lovely wide waistband and you can choose how long you want the skirt to be, how many tiers. There are loads of different options. So I always go for the maxi. It's super floaty and in a very lightweight viscose. Again, perfect for the summer. The pattern does include a drawstring waistband, but I haven't ever added that because why make my life more difficult? This one goes up to a 59-inch hip and then just floats over my hips, my stomach, and that is always what I look for in skirts. Something that is fitted at my narrowest part and then in a beautiful lightweight fabric just floats over the rest of my body. Perfection. A pattern that I am really excited to try making. I haven't sewn it yet, but I've seen a few people talking about it in the ThreadySetGo forum, which by the way is completely free to join, so make sure to go and check that out. is the Antilles Magic Pants. Now these really do look like they could be magic. So they have a stretch panel across the front of the stomach, which is then concealed by a sailor style flap. That flap then creates these lovely wide pockets, and it's kept in place by straps with D-rings at the sides. There's also a bit of elastic in the back as well. So this honestly does look like a pair of magic trousers that could be really good, especially if you're somebody who deals with fluctuations throughout the day, bloating, that kind of thing. They look really cool, and I have seen some really good reviews. So I have literally just purchased the pattern. I haven't got the fabric yet, but that is something that I cannot wait to get sewn up. I haven't done a sort of pattern review style video for a long time, so do let me know if you'd like to see the sewing of the magic pants and a review at the end to see whether or not they are as fantastic as they look. Sewing trousers is definitely something that I am still working on. I feel very confident on dresses and blouses and skirts. Trousers, I think there is so much fitting that I feel like I need to do that I quite often just push it to the side to come back to another time, and then very rarely do actually come back to it. But that is something I am really trying to address and work on, because I do have a few really lovely looking pair of trouser patterns that I would absolutely love to work on. Please do let me know in the comments if you have any patterns that you think I or anyone else in the comments should know about. Let me know. I really want to have a look and see what else is out there. Thank you so much everyone for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.